everybody! You can't see me again because Jones is being cute on my desk, but welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way. And we are on session 115, where the Menagerie has found themselves in yet another portion of the chambers and caverns within the Storing Mountain. Uh, they had spent much time traveling through and passing tests, question mark, uh, associated with getting into the monastic forges that have been long dormant and mostly forgotten here within the Snoring Mountain. Uh, Navigating and traveling together, they came to some realizations that, uh, well, firstly, that Davis's Hearthguard helped them potentially find the way. That within the flame design, within of within the design of the glaive itself, there seems to be embedded constellations. And when they pass through the Scorpion's Tail, which was the first uh, marker that they are on the right path, it did light up and essentially, as I said, quote unquote, lock in. They ventured some more and started getting off the right path, which was they learned was indicated by the sound of hundreds of thousands of small little nails on chalkboards or bladed instruments on stone, kind of sound echoing and building up. Uh, Initially, they managed to avoid the consequences of being on the wrong path, uh, and they managed to get to one portion of the caverns that they thought was supposed to be the Bending River, based on the second constellation of the puzzle, based on the fact that the path went like up and down, up and down, up and down. However, Hearthguard never again, quote unquote, locked in. There, they entered a much larger portion of the cavern, kind of segmented into three or four portions. However, there was one unique element where Pebbles initially flew through, but then some of the other adventurers went through, where it was an opening about the size of a modern day soccer ball, that it was into a room that was about 4 feet, or not room, but a little cavernous space that was about 4 feet high, but it's about 20 feet all around. And there were two other exits or openings of roughly the same size. Uh, Not too sure what the purpose of this was, or that the menagerie kind of branched out and started investigating different portions where they started hearing the scratching, clawing sound. Where Pebble was investigating one of the north, well, say, map north larger portions of the caverns, something happened and she became a panicking and flew as quickly as possible to Rock's shoulder, where moments later the menagerie were brought to a paralytic hold by electric buildup within the ceiling of this cavern, as a dispersion of bluish electric energy struck Davis and Al, if I remember correctly. Uh, Pretty soon, it was made apparent that the metallic sounds, the electric discharges, were coming from swarms of dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of little metal spider-like constructs. Um, the tokens that we used were not accurate representations. They were more on the bulky, blocky shape, multiple bladed limbs, uh, crawling over each other, moving in unison as if each swarm was one entity. And they had a real knack for trying to scoop up, retrieve, and run away with individuals. And they tried with Al multiple times to relatively limited success. Um, After the menagerie were able to gather themselves and fight off these snoring retrievers, uh, they began to again investigate the space that was amongst them. And there was some odd things. A pack of the retrievers began to pull Al in the direction of the small room, um, or that Pebble had been in. Rock had noticed that it seemed like the stonework and the natural caverns made like 3 stars around the room, and then someone jokingly said that maybe it was like a summoning circle, which then got the menagerie thinking. And Davis with Rock use their means to enter the circular space. And after about a minute, Dregnar saw Rock and Davis meet a gruesome death as they were showered in lava and burned away. No, not really. He saw them melt away as if Hearthguard were to despawn. And then, not knowing what happened, Davis and Rock and Phil Pebble was with them, appeared somewhere else, unharmed. After some confusion and a moment of clarity to the rest of the group, they saw and looked within the little chamber that there were no bones, there were no ashes, there was actually no even signs of heat radiating, that maybe this was the way in. Convinced that it was by the power of friendship and love, Al transformed Sedge into a squirrel, did all his magic to get everybody to fit in, and well, yeah, they hugged it out, and then they melted away in lava and died horrible deaths. No, they teleported into the other portion of the chambers where we left off last session, as Davis and Pebble and uh, Rock see 3 humanoid constellation-like structures begin to form, and 1 small squirrel-like constellation begin to form, and then they apparate into their friends. Concentration being dropped on the squirrel form or polymorph, revealing Sedge, and the menagerie are once again all together within the, well, caverns of the Snoring Mountain.
Woo.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's see what the stream sees. Yeah. So, typically, like, I should delete all these lights and everything up here. You would not see all this stuff above you, if that makes sense.
Right.
It's a one map. I'm not jumping all across different maps. These are not connected by any means.
I
We're in a
did have
cave.
this question about how much time do we think is left on Armor Back at this? I guess like
Uh,
15 to 20 minutes. It
let's
depends on.
call it let's call it 15,
Okay.
just to be safe. Let me try to do something with the lighting, maybe. Maybe I can kind of make it so y'all don't see, but go ahead,
So
boys.
behind us here is nothing, right? Like it's closed off.
Yes, it's
Okay.
closed off. I just using different assets to mark it as closed off.
You may want
Is
to
it?
make Rock movable by us, or if you want to move him, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Let me just see. Is it the cameraman that's giving you vision? I have no idea what's giving you vision
Oh,
on
Rock
there.
and
Okay, whatever.
Koros.
Oh yes, for the time being. Um, represents character, generic token, all players, save, and Karos. Generic token, all players, and save. Okay.
It could be me giving off light. I'm still probably emanating from my light. I don't know how
Uh,
long it is. Is it like an hour?
yeah, you should be good. No, it's something somewhere else is giving you
It's
the
literally
light.
a cantrip, so if it goes out, I'm gonna.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't see a break in the light, so I don't see, or like in the line of sight and the dynamic layering. So I
Oh,
don't
I
know
see.
why you can see it, but you guys can. So whatever.
Assume these are Rock's dancing lights.
Yes. One, two, three.
I'm missing one though. Like this one I can't control. I don't know. Maybe I think it's actually just stuck in a wall. Maybe.
Because there are the stars kind of lit up. There you go.
Whoa. Extra
Oops.
bonus.
There you go. So I'll go ahead and just delete the lighting up of the stars because they are not needed. I think that's what's giving you guys light.
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
Let's
cool.
fix it.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you're in another cavern. The air is, well, not moving. It feels, you get the general sense that nothing has trekked here in a very long time. As you're looking around, there's no indication of recent tracks or debris or anything. It's just a while it's a natural cavern, it's a clean cut cavern. Would you guys just continuing to move forward? Very well.
I figure that's what you want. It's just to move
Yeah.
ourselves.
Are we doing stealth or just walking?
We were doing stealth, but not since we teleported. We hadn't done anything since we hadn't decided since we teleported.
Can
There's
we
a
can we hear any metallic chittering or otherwise?
no. It's actually it is super quiet. That you hear what all you hear really is like the sounds of your all's footsteps, kind of echoing in this little chamber space.
Then Al is tiptoeing.
And it's like just freaking quiet as hell. Super weird.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to throw up the bonus to stealth? I can.
Sure, why not? 30-foot radius, right? So
Yes.
Okay. I'll get that bubble started on the character. Or any pog. 30 feet. And darkness. And can see.
So basically, everybody gets a +10 to their stealth check.
All right.
Big, massive.
So as you guys kind of approach one where there's like natural slant to the cavern, you're all using it to kind of press up against the wall and stealth. Go ahead and give me all stealth checks.
So I'll roll for one of Rock or Karos, but somebody has to roll for the other guy.
I can get rock.
Okay, I'll do Karos's then.
All right. So because you're not too familiar with Karos, if he holds his breath, his armor becomes feather weight, so it removes the disadvantage on stealth.
Oh, okay.
But you have to declare that you are actually doing it, and you cannot talk while you do that.
Okay, well, he'll do that.
Okay. So he's holding his breath for up to 5 minutes. No, up to 3 minutes.
Oh, plus the 10, sorry.
That's fine.
Rock's a plus
20,
0. I didn't know that.
30. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't recall his portents and stuff, so we'll just have to.
According to the recording, last thing I heard was 20 and 10.
That
Okay,
sounds right.
cool.
And I think he used the 10? Maybe he didn't.
I don't think he used any. Did you recall what he rolled on his engine, Davis or
No.
Drigno?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's fine. All right, 20 and 10. Al, 20 and 10. And we're just gonna say that we're gonna say that the engine is muted for now. Just
Okay. And you said the 10. Somebody said the 10 was expended already.
No.
I thought it might have been. I think he was thinking about it at one point, but I guess
I
he
don't
didn't.
think he actually did. I don't recall any ports being used.
Okay.
Cool. Who's owes me a stealth?
I think that's it.
Just Drag. No,
Oh,
Dragnar's up
Dragnar,
there.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Oh, no, it's up
No,
there.
I'm 17. Okay, cool. Yeah. So the lowest of you is 23. Keep that in mind. Yeah. So as you start moving, you can kind of see that there is a natural path to take. There's really doesn't seem to branch in any direction. You guys are free to move, but you are moving slowly or slower.
Slowlier.
I'm gonna
Slowly,
cone
yeah.
my mouth to the left where I thought Al was, but because of his high stealth check, I'm gonna be like, those rations in your bag, they were really good. What were they? And then he's like on the other side of the cave.
Like it. Yeah.
Well, just says if you want to be able to see him, just let me know and I'll move out of his range.
Carlos will just signal the quiet symbol with his hands.
Yeah, because he's got, and all of you hear the words quiet in your head as you look
Oh,
at
that's
him.
right. I forgot about the gloves.
Adam, is there an incline, decline, or level texture
Pretty
to
level.
the floor? Okay.
For the most part, pretty level.
Al,
Does
I'm gonna
anybody
let you
have
move Rock. Sorry, I've been
level
moving him.
control? Okay,
Oh,
I can
Pebble.
take care
No,
of him.
yeah, Pebble we don't have. I don't think.
Okay, that's okay. DM's got that.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you don't have
think
a couple-
really hard if somebody can hear me in my thoughts. Wonder if I should turn my light off.
We do have these lights just in front of us and behind us. Actually, Al, I'll let you do that too. I was just basically keeping 2 around us, 1 in front, 1 in back. But since you're doing Rock, I'll let you run the lights too.
Oh,
Ooh. Pebble, yay! MVP of last round or last session.
I mean,
Does this look like the same shape?
Yeah, this looks Bending River E. So this whole time I'll definitely be kind of glancing at the glade every once in a while.
survival checks if you for Dregnart and Davis, you can do navigators, which is basically a survival
So yeah,
check.
survival,
for
but
you.
with proficiency for me since I don't have it.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, got it. You said survival?
Yeah.
Ooh, not great. 11 for me for navigators.
You're more focused on just being quiet, Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, Dregnart, you're getting the similar flow, similar feel to it.
I think I actually so stuck in a wall.
My light's stuck in a wall.
Okay.
Gibbs.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Jaeger license revoked.
Thank you.
I will let Davis know. I'm like, I think this is the Bending River portion.
Yeah, it could be. I'll check out. I'll keep an eye.
So, as mentioned previously, this isn't necessarily scaled 1-to-1 in some portions. So, like, you're going through this for quite some time. It remains to be pretty quiet. The features are, as you said, kind of bendy E and movie. With like, for the sake of it, left, right, left, right, left, right. Very akin to what you would imagine the constellation is. But Dregnar, as you know from what discussions were made previously, that the Bending River is depicted as multiple. It's almost like two sets of extended M's. And now that you're kind of looking around and trying to get a feel, you're not certain, but maybe there's a connection to the previous bend that you went through.
Okay,
With that.
I'll voice that concern. And just for mechanics, the pass without trace is an hour, so I don't know how long it's taking to move
Yeah.
down there.
So I would say it does go for a while. Davis, your Agathis would have faded.
Yep.
Then you start to get to a portion, and where you guys are, it's gonna just fade to blackness here. You guys have made it to the end of the map.
Yay!
So as you manage to, take the better part of a few hours, well, not a few hours. So let me step it back. So it takes you longer to get to the bending portion, honestly. And then once you get there, there's this kind of realization that as you're stepping, uh, the pattern is what makes sense in y'all's mind. There's the similarity to the pattern that you went above or around or previously, let's call it exactly, above on the map. Can I get anyone that is proficient in nature? It would be nature. Can I get anyone that's proficient in nature? To go ahead and
Rock
see if you guys
Drake
figure something out.
I'm not proficient in nature.
Just rock then, probably. Maybe Al too.
Well, Al, technically, because we said Jack of all trades counts as proficiency in everything in our game. He's pseudo proficient in everything.
Nice.
I like pseudo
Nice.
proficient. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the 20 is what you needed. Al, so as you guys have been moving, and then you get to the bendy portion, and there's something slightly off about it. You feel like you've walked through here, but it feels like you're walking in reverse. It's so similar to the path that you took above. Again, above on map. But then you kind of look up, and you look around, and for reasons, you realize that with the teleportation effect, with the fact that it was a cascade of lava going down, that you did actually get teleported or moved down to another chamber. And as you're walking through the bends, you are actually, as you guys are discussing the constellation, the first part of the bending river was the first part that you walked through, and then you had to get to the bottom portion to go through the second part of the constellation. And as you do, and the realization kind of comes towards Davis's Hearthguard, you start to see, Davis, that the flames, there's this, bending river portion of flame etched into your Hearthguard that begins to shimmer, glow. The crystalline structures behind you that are embedded in the ceiling, which are very difficult to see, begin to do that lock in, and you just see pew 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 pew, and then you feel that little tremor. And before you, though, as that tremor happens, where you keep walking, there is an owl. This is also part of the nature check, and I guess Rock would also notice it. There's this. I want to call it like a dust fall. Imagine like a waterfall, but it's just dust, and that's where this on the map is this sharp, cutoff, and it's billowing and spilling down, and it's kind of poofing out. You think it's dust, and then as you get a little closer out, you kind of it gets like on y'all's faces, and it's light, and then you look at everyone, it's ash, and it's just this billowing, like this constant little stream of ash that is making it you cannot see through it. It makes y'all want to cough when you're close to it, and it seems like it's something impassable. In this area around you, uh, Al, you're certain there has to be something behind it, but you don't know how far you would have to travel or what's beyond it, and there's no way to see through it. And in the immediate area after Davis's glaive, Hearthguard locks it in. You see that it dissipates, and now you're kind of in another impasse potentially. So
How wide
yeah,
is this curtain of ash?
so basically, where you see the cutoff, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet wide, and it's just billowing down. Basically, it's that sharp line that cuts off your vision. I would say, as it is right now, they're probably about 30. Davis and Dregnar, Pebble, I need y'all to give me Constitution saving throws.
As Al rushes in.
Oh, Al, Constitution saving throws. As your friends begin to hack up
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
cough. Yeah.
Now you fucked up. 14 for me. 14 con save.
You just start coughing.
Well, actually, would scars apply?
No, not really.
Okay. Just okay.
Yeah. It's something.
Nat 20. There's my
Oh,
my
shit.
one lucky
Yeah.
one.
Nice.
Yeah, Al, you just begin to, and you
I
get the sense like it's not pleasant to be here. Dregnar coughing, not pleasant to be here, and we'll just for the sake of Pebble, I'm not gonna be mean to Pebble. Pebble just swoops back and lands on Rock's shoulder.
with the 20 and being kind of gung ho, like, it really is ash. I wanted to stick my
Yeah.
hand in it to see how heavy the flow is.
It's ash, so it is light. You feel it billowing down. It does move your hand down just a little bit, but not like if it was like a torrent of water, right? It's kind of just you feel. If you're gonna stay there for another 6 seconds, give me a con save again.
Now,
Nah.
Adam, is it flowing down or up? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we're at the bottom of
It-
it.
As far as you can tell,
Okay.
Is it pooling at our feet?
no.
Interesting.
Okay. I would try to walk away before the 6 seconds. I just see it has some weight
Okay,
to
I'll
it.
allow
It's
it
not
because
too
you got
fast.
the natural 20. I'll allow it, so you're able to swipe
So
your
I'll
hand in
turn
as you
around.
do.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
go ahead and step back. One more. Put you down here.
It's definitely
There
ash.
you go. Yeah, there you go.
Next.
Yeah, that's unpleasant.
I will ask Rock if I can borrow his shield for a second.
He'll cock his head, wondering. Oh wait, yeah, I'd rather you.
You want me to do it?
If you don't mind.
Sure. Don't lose it. I
Oh, I
never really
won't.
liked your shield, and I'm really liking this one. He hands it to you.
So I'm assuming that shield can pretty much cover my body in an up and down if I hold it above my head.
Like an umbrella kind of thing.
Yeah.
To an extent, yeah.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to take a deep breath because I can hold my breath up to 4 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk forward and I'm going to test the ground where the ash is falling to
Sure.
see if there's something there. also while holding the shield above me to see if I can also stop the flow while looking down.
Sure.
When he walks by me, I'm
Okay.
gonna touch his shoulder and guidance.
Nice.
Oh, yay! My cleric doing the
It's a good
cleric
call.
spell. Yeah. All right. It's D4 on any check in the next minute. So
Also,
yeah, Dragnar,
just a
you
reminder,
approach.
Rock can hold his breath for fucking ever. Just for mechanic reminders for our people who are not here.
I can't.
An hour.
Yeah, I know it's way longer than any of
Yeah.
us.
Oh yeah, I realized that, but I wasn't going to volunteer a rock character
Right.
to go out and do that when he's not here.
Okay. So Dragnar, you cautiously slide past the group, inhaling deeply. As you kind of move, there is like so about 15 feet around the hard cut line. There is that like kind of billowing kind of poof, but not heavy. It's not as if it was a again. I'm going to use a waterfall as an example, like a rushing waterfall torrent, and there's just all the the splashing and the extra moisture getting up in the air. The ash does hit and kind of poofs out a little bit, but there definitely the majority of the flow continues to fall beyond. And as you take deep breath in, put the shield, the sentinel shield over your head, kind of like a makeshift umbrella, stepping forward, you try to stop the flow, but the flow is such that when it hits the shield, it just kind of poofs, and now you're kind of having like you have maybe had like a brief few moments, like a few seconds of slight clarity, but just kind of it's so light and it's so fine that the ash is just kind of billowing and puffing out and is basically like just now swirling and kind of swarming around you, making it kind of difficult to see, and it's kind of landing in your eyes and in your nostrils, and while you're still holding your breath, it's still irritating and unpleasant. But what would you like to do?
Well, since I can't see, I also try to test the floor to see if there's actually a floor there or if it's falling down to a lower level.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check with DC advantage.
But with guidance.
With guidance.
Plus.
As you're kind of with your boots kind of pressing.
A D4.
Yeah, get that D4, baby.
Don't think it's going to matter. I rolled double
D4
twos.
might not help.
Oh no.
So, go ahead and just roll the d4 just so, unless if you're not using it, because you still have you can hold it.
I'm not going to use it. I'll hold
Okay.
it.
Yeah, so you're kind of putting your foot down. I mean, as you're stomping, you kind of feel the ash kind of billow a little bit, and kind of it's a lot more cushiony than you're expecting. So I guess there's a floor.
Okay, I'll make my way back.
Okay. He is, as he comes back, he is just light ash all over.
I'll let them know. I'm not sure if there's a floor underneath. It could just be piles of ash. It felt somewhat solid, but the shield didn't block anything. I couldn't see anything for more than like a half a second.
Rock will say, and he just kind of reaches for his shield and tries to take it back.
Oh yeah, I'll
He
give
just
it back
begins
to
to.
him.
He just begins to like, oh, you didn't lose it. Got it. Filthy. Just starts cleaning it.
If Alcy's cleaning, he's gonna help out.
While they're doing that, I'll say, I guess it would be stupid if I didn't try this, and then I'll just like, hold up Hearthguard, just like, see if it does something. I don't know. And again, hold breath, walk up, just stick it through, see if anything happens.
You just see Hearthguard kind of go through, and it's just being like consumed by beyond your vision of the within the
I'll
dust
even
ball,
try
the
and
ash ball.
poke for ground too in front, like just as like a cane almost in front of me, kind of just.
Okay, you can give me an investigation check with disadvantage.
Sure. Aw, it would have been pretty decent, but now it's a 3.
Yeah, you're kind of poking the sides. At one point, you feel like you hit the side of the cavern. Okay, so there's like maybe a side to this thing. Maybe you kind of poke in front. You're not hitting anything other but ash. You're kind of spreading the ash fall around. You poke down, and it's kind of that same best way that I explained it to like Dragnar is like you don't know if there's a solid floor or if it just piles and piles and piles and piles of ash.
I can only hold my breath for 3 minutes, so then I'm running back. I don't know. Nothing. I got nothing.
Filthy.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna.
gross.
Your
I,
orange hair is hidden
Oh, it's black again.
Not for long.
momentarily.
Just
Al,
for men, Ashen Falls edition.
Hmm.
Oh,
Al, Rock, and Sesh. Can you guys make one of those invisible wall things with your magic to just and kind of do it like horizontal?
Like the dome?
Well, the dome might work too, but I was just saying, like, if you could block it off.
I was currently thinking the same thing, actually, and I was looking. Well, I was thinking through my repertoire of what I have, and no ideas so far. I'll come back to you if I do, though.
Al, do you think the dome would work?
only a short distance. I think it's worth testing to see if how well I can breathe under it.
Because you can do that like really long casting, right?
Yeah, yeah. So if anybody's up for 10 minutes of hanging out, thinking of other ideas, better ideas, I'm gonna give it a go. Um,
And be like, where are we gonna go? Back? I don't
Yeah,
think
sure,
that's
Well,
an
it's the
option.
only
head
option.
back.
I'm gonna come back to the narrow part right here, Adam, just to set up kind of like a guard.
Okay,
Carl's will come with.
sounds good. As you do. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of try to illuminate
Does it feel?
the.
Okay, okay.
No, I'm
I'm
just kind of
gonna
I was like,
representing that it locked in.
Oh, this
where
is so the cavern's actually just like got natural dim light now from the
Yeah,
crystals. Cool.
yeah, yeah.
oh, nice.
I'm not gonna go all the way back. I'm gonna watch Al conduct a ritual.
Nice. Uh, Karos and Dragnar, go ahead and give me perception checks. And Al, you got 10 minutes, so 11 minutes on your ritual.
So advantage for Carl's because of sight.
So Al,
I got a
yeah,
question.
that's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say. So here's the problem. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to talk and cast spells in
While
that
you're
area.
choking.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
guessing I can't draw a 10-foot circle, cast 99% of the spell, and then walk over and finalize it over there.
No. So like you're starting to kind of get in position where you think and you realize that where you're gonna put it, maybe a small portion of the dome might cross the threshold, but if you wanted to get any closer, you are just stacking up. I mean, you
La da
could
da.
try to give you could how much is it? So it's 11 minutes every 6 seconds a
So
constitution saving throw.
66. Or no, 110 Constitution saving
110.
throw.
Yeah, to see if you're able to not
I've
get
got a,
one failure to make you
I've got,
stop casting.
oh yeah, I've got a spectacular plus
I mean,
two,
you
so
got
I'm feeling pretty
three
confident
luckies,
today.
so 110,
I
probably
think
easily.
two. I used one on the spiders.
Oh, that's right.
Dregnar and Karos both notice that now that you, because previously with the Scorpion's Tail, you kind of just walked by. With the guiding stars, the illumination happened at the end, essentially. Like it was on the outskirts where the tips of the stars met, uh, indicating the magic of Hearthguard or the activation of the teleportation circle. Here, though, as Karos and Dregnar are kind of on guard, looking around, you see that those crystals, while they give off that nice little bit of dim light, and imagine like it's hundreds, if not thousands, of small little fragments of crystals up in the ceiling and on the cavern walls. But the stone here is really dark. Like it's almost like onyx black. Uh, and the little crystalline light sources are small enough, different sizes enough, faint enough, bright enough. Like there's a different combination. There's little cracks and fissures between some of them, kind of linking together. It looks like a underground night sky almost, uh, but heavily oversaturated with stars and constellations and the great like ether beyond, right? The cosmos. It's really pretty.
I will
Oh,
wonder aloud. You know, while I look up his name, Otsut said it's okay to come back. I wonder if that was like a hint. Like, we'll get to a point, and then going backwards is actually the way forward. I don't know. This just seems. It stuck in my head when he said that. I don't think it sounded like it maybe was something more than just advice that to save ourselves, because I think he knew that we were determined to go forward no matter what. That's all.
Me forward could look like any direction.
So what do you so Carlos will say, well, what do you suggest? We just
I mean, maybe
backtrack?
maybe now that we've got here and that we've unlocked. I mean, because like these lights are now here, like the crystals are lit up. Maybe we go back and something has changed. Things have changed, right? We've like physically changed things. Maybe something opened up back there, or I don't know. If anybody's got ideas for how to get past this, that's great. We should definitely try that out. Just a thought.
If we do, I'd like to brainstorm on other avenues of me going back.
What do you mean, you?
He doesn't want to go back as a squirrel.
He's not. He's not a squirrel anymore.
I'm gonna hear that and like tug at my trunk. Not really know.
Saj, what time of day is it?
Oh, good point.
What time of day is it?
DM.
Traveling left in the morning. Da 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 da. You've probably spent the better portion of the day. It's probably getting where you would think, and the sun's probably on, getting close to going beyond the horizon at this point. So 6, 7 p.m., something like that.
We could set up camp. I can do my history search and see if that gives us anything.
So actually,
Not sure if not seeing the sun for a while has thrown me out of whack yet, but I'd say it's probably about afternoon, late afternoon. Sun will be going down here soon.
that feels right. Actually, so DM, how long did it take us to walk from teleportation spot to here? Like a little less than an hour or something, I think you said.
Yeah,
Well,
it's probably
because
like.
Tassel Out of Trace, I think, is still going, right? So
Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, it would have
yeah,
with the interactions, it would have
but
faded.
it worked pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it was roughly about an hour journey.
Okay, yeah. If we don't want to make the hike back, we could try that. I feel oddly comfortable here. Like, no more crazy noises, no more unsettling things coming down from the ceiling, so I'm
Just
game.
to be sure, this is what we came to get or activate, or we don't know. Very perplexing.
I just wanted to bring up that it seemed like we don't like going backwards isn't necessarily admitting defeat. Is all. It's like we could be actually progressing by going backwards. Just wanted to make sure that we don't overwork ourselves thinking we absolutely have to get past this. There could be another option. That's all.
Well, one sort of safety is in where we were fighting those things just now, those borers, whatever they are. There did seem to be another avenue that we haven't gone yet, so
True. If we can even get back there, who knows?
too true.
Shall we set up our tiny hut?
Tiny hut away.
Not a house, it's a home.
That's what I'm talking about. I'll go through the full 11-minute ritual.
Just like right in the.
But not in the vicinity of
Yeah, I'm staying
the
away from that now.
got it.
That shit's
I
gross.
think I'll
110 con saves.
Just
I got
roll
this.
110 d20.
Easy.
The moment you fail one, you can lucky it, and you have 3 of those. And if you have a 4th failure, well, so
it's
as
lagging.
Al, it's fine. Go ahead and roll it just one just to see if you would have made it.
Actually,
But so
got
as Al does,
several ones, so
Several 20s. No.
See at least 5 ones.
8 ones, I think.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's what I got is 8.
Unlucky.
Oh, wow.
too many
I'm
failures to.
instead I'll be over here instead, and I'll just cast it centered on myself.
Okay. So,
I would say
you know,
maybe like out here to give us
as
a little more space.
No, I'm gonna be like in the wall a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, hugged up against it.
Yeah.
very well. So it's 20, right?
It's 10-foot
20-foot
radius, I think, or is
radius.
it 20-foot radius?
I think smaller. 10, 10 radius.
Yeah.
So as you do, it's going to not have
Huh.
space, right? Because you have to be in the center of it.
Right, it can't intersect.
It can't?
Yeah.
I thought it could.
No, it can. It just won't exist, right?
Right.
Like,
Okay.
so like I'm just letting you know that where you were at,
Yeah, if you're more like where I'm at, then
if
that'll give you a
you
full
were
dome.
here, so
Can I
yeah,
walk
it
through
would go.
doors?
Like, I mean, you could do that. That's still 10. Like, this would all
Yeah.
be hut
Or-
right here.
Looks like we'd all fit. So I'm gonna give that a go. Make sure we have
Okay,
space to run here to go around it.
sure. Is
Would
anyone
be.
doing anything in the 10 minutes that he's casting, or just allowing Al to do Al things?
Just keep him
I'm
walking.
gonna get out the stone tablet and just look at it. Try and see if.
Sure.
So,
It's a big tablet.
yeah, well, I mean, so it had more to like the path of it, and I'll do the thing where I can drop in resummon Hearthguard to kind of light up the thing that matches up with it, and just to kind of think if there does there look like anything that like doubles back, or is there anything where it's like you hit a dead end but it's still part of the thing, or does it end at the end of the bending river, like anything to indicate if this like needs to be breached in any way, or like if this needs to be the next thing we pass, or if it's okay if we go back, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Um, the the tablet again kind of gave you that not quite a riddle, but kind of more like a poem of navigating and traveling through here, finding the scorpion's tail, the rivers, the bending river, and the guiding stars. You can go ahead and give me. Honestly, it would be an
Yep,
investigation check
makes sense. Could I
to try to.
potentially use my proficiency in cartographer's tools or something like that for a bump,
Uh,
or would that be stretching?
the tablet itself doesn't necessarily like it kind of shows those 3 constellations, right? In the way that it was written and the way that the metal was melted into it, kind of depicting that this was the path that you had to take.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say no in this
Okay.
case. It's not really.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just checking.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a natural 1 for a total of 0.
Yeah. Um, if there is a trick or something hidden, it's beyond you right now,
Got it.
Davis.
So y'all just see me kind of frustrated, just being like, man, what is this? I don't.
Rock would at least I got the thing we found out earlier. He'd grab the tablet from you and he'd turn it upright and say like, "See over here with the bending river?" And I think we went down, and this is the second I have over here. So it's like, it's like upright instead of like laying down.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
But I don't know how that fits with the rest of the maze in these caverns.
Yeah, I don't know.
The hut will apparate as the musical humming and tones of Al create it. So Al, you're up against. Sorry, where are you? You are. I thought you were going to be
I
here,
was I
right?
was here initially,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And you know that's where you basically got to stay to keep it. Um, and Pebble will take your spot. Able to see through the walls as Al always makes it so that you can. You have a place to rest, a place to be quiet. There is the constant soft sound of the ash and the billowing to we're gonna say in the map to the west of you. The lights from the crystals are very, muted and dull, so they do not, by all means agitate you or keep you stimulated so that you would not be able to sleep. The billowing cloud is not able to cross through the threshold of the hut, so whatever slight billows of ash that would be potentially getting onto Davis or Dregnar are stopped by the hut. And you have a place to rest or camp or discuss. So, what would you like to do, guys?
Sej, can you let me know when it's after sunset?
Surely.
And if no one's
Why?
doing anything, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Why do you need to know?
I am going to converse with the shadows to see if they can glean some information that could help us, kind of like what I did whenever I was with the kobolds up on the surface.
That's a great idea.
And Davis, if you let me borrow the tablet, I was going to hold it while I was doing it, kind of like a focus between that and the ash here to try to see if I can direct the shadows a little more to give me the information that I'm looking into.
Sure. He like kind of angrily, not angry at you, angry at the tablet, just kind of like, here, fine. Ugh.
All right. What are you trying to, peer and glean from the shadows?
The first thing is trying to see if this ash has always been here or if it was done after something, and if after something, what? And then also trying to see if there's a way to get to the next area, uh, constellation area that shows on the tablet.
Gotcha. All right. So, origins and creation and all that of the ash before you. Go for it.
Big money, no whammies. Hey.
17 for a total of 27. Okay. This is not a natural phenomenon. This is definitely something that was created or brought into through the use of magical practices. How it was created, you're not entirely sure because you didn't roll actually high enough.
Wow.
Um, it is a barrier type of magic, though barrier is the best way that you can understand it, having not been very familiar with the arcane arts yourself. Um, it is meant to be like a deterrent. It is meant to be something difficult. It was set up long ago, and it is meant to, uh, from your understanding. Keep secrets. Keep things hidden.
Okay, so I would put this in the same category as the summoning circle, that you have to do something to be able to get past it, to get to the
Uh,
next area.
uh, I would say yeah, I would say past it isn't necessarily the right way to approach it because you rolled so high, but it is definitely uh, a key to the puzzle.
Okay.
Because I would say like in the construction or like in the construction is still a wrong term for it. In the manifestation of this phenomenon, you never gleamed an end, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, and the next one was I already man, I'm so bad. I should write down when you say what you're asking so I
It's all
remember.
right. The next one was uh, trying to figure out in what direction the next constellation is, trying to go off of what Davis said earlier. Is it through the ash or is it going back because something else may have opened?
Okay, go for it. Another 27.
Wow.
This one you get as you guys are watching Dragonar do his meditations, and you see, has his kind of his quiet eyelids closed, and he's doing the REM sleep eye rapid movement, um, or eye rapid eye movement. She's English. Uh, he's seems fine. Um, but can I get all of you, just for the sake of it, just go ahead and give me a perception check because all of you have a high enough passive perception. I just want to see who notices it.
Karo's sight.
Yeah, just like.
Okay.
And if you want to roll as well for Pebble, you can. Al. Because if she's the one that notices, she can start pecking people. And because you don't
Are the
have her sheet.
bonus the same as rocks?
No, I got you. I forgot you don't have access to her sheet.
You have a
Hers
character sheet?
is, yeah, she's got a full sheet. Her
Dang it.
perception is,
Is it different than just like small bird?
huh?
Is it just
Uh,
is it just a standard beast, or do y'all have like a specific one?
oh, I made an oxpecker. Like I made it off of
Oh,
something.
cute.
Yeah, so it's a perception plus. Yeah, so she has proficiency in animal handling because she's an oxpecker. Um, a +4 at advantage because it's based on sight. Al for
Oh.
Pebble.
Oh.
So far, Karos is quote unquote winning. Al, you'll notice it. Kind of having done a ritual yourself and now seeing Ragnar do the ritual. At one point where his eyes are doing the rapid eye, kind of looking, all of a sudden you kind of get this. You see that his eyes are basically both of his eyes are just kind of behind his eyelids, doing concentric circles, concentric circles, concentric circles, concentric circles. Dragnar, the only thing you see a field of foxes playing, and they're just chasing each other's tails and running around in circles, just having fun.
If
It's very confusing.
if anybody sees Owl, he's kind of squinting at Dragnar and kind of moving his head in circles with his eyes to match Dragnar's eyes. It's like, what are these thinking of?
And yeah, Dragnar, what you see is just images, shadowy images of just foxes at play, chasing their tails.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, high DCs on these ones.
Oh, that it is what it is.
Yeah, but you have a clue in there.
Yep. So when I come out, I will say, okay, so The ash is meant to deter us from going forward. It's was originated with someone using some kind of magic. I'm not sure what kind. And then, as far as the direction of the next constellation,
Well, we've done all the constellations. There was just those three, right?
well, I thought there was another one after this one.
No, we thought the Bending River was supposed to be second, and it maybe kind of was with the two paths, but no, we did the Scorpion's Tail. We thought we were doing the Bending River, but then it actually Guiding Stars lit up near that small room thingy that we teleported, I guess. And then just now here is the Bending River finally lit up. Or yeah,
Yeah.
Bending River finally lit up.
Okay. Well, I asked that in basically the direction, and I saw foxes running in circles chasing their tails. Not like their own tail, but the one in front of them's tails.
It looked like they were playing, like having good. They did not seem malicious. It did not seem like they were stressed. They're having fun, just playing.
Looks like they were just having a good time with one another. But that ash wall is definitely there to detour, protect something behind it. There's something secret or powerful or something behind that ash.
But is it something that we need to do? Or do we need to get to?
Well, according to Hearthguard and the tablet, this is supposed to lead us to the heart, right?
Well, but you say. So you said you asked for, like, the next direction to take. And you said they were going chasing their own tails. Or chasing tails. What? Running in circles. I mean, couldn't that mean we go back?
Am I?
I don't know.
I think the caster people may want to start doing some of their magic stuff or whatever it is to try to figure that thing out because apparently it's magical.
Hmm.
I can't
Can
punch
arrange
magic.
doing something, sure. I don't know about magic, but
I mean, we could
I
just
could
try and
do it.
simply dispel it, right?
Hmm.
If it's magical? I don't know.
I tried punching it, but I don't think that would work.
You kind of broke
You
up
broke
there.
up. Yeah.
So I tried punching it, but I don't think that would work.
That was
Oh
just
no.
as bad.
Yeah, we'll wait a couple of
Yeah.
seconds and we'll chill.
What about now?
A little
That was
better.
good. Yeah.
I said I would try punching it, but I don't think it would work.
Yeah, I don't think punching it would work.
No.
Make some cool bit crush noises though.
Uh,
It could be better if we ascertained what we're dealing with here, if we're trying to dispel this column of ash. Hmm.
Yeah, how do you.
Spending the time to recall the appropriate way to do this sounds very like a very easy way to both waste time and come up empty. So maybe I'll ask above.
Sure.
I'm gonna start laying some tools out for a ritual cast of commune.
Nice.
Okay. Was it the
um,
ivories and so no, that was for legend lore. What did you need?
Let's see. Just incense and a vial of holy water.
That's easy.
Have
Got all
that.
that. Yep.
But I put it in like geometric patterns on my like sleeping mat for no reason other than aesthetic.
Okay. Anyone got anything before Sej communes?
I got a small one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at Rock, shrug, and I'll tap the side of the tiny hut just to find like I can't really do anything from here. And he's like, oh, he gets up and he's just gonna go straight over, not say anything. He's gonna uh, I assume we're resting in the next few hours, or he's gonna go and just cast detect magic
Sure.
and
Um,
stare into the ash.
as he peers, let me mark off first level spell slot.
Thank you. I keep forgetting I can't touch those.
Yeah. So as he begins to focus on the edge away from where it actually kind of slightly billows and makes it more difficult to cast. Looking into it, the ash itself is not magical. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Arcane.
Don't forget you have a
Arcane.
fucking pocket 20.
Ooh. Mm, uh,
Just saying.
30-23. I'll stick with that.
Dirty 23.
Yeah. Sorry. 23 is
Uh,
total. Sorry.
yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. 23 total. Um, there are obvious elements of this that are magical. The fact that the ash doesn't stop flowing makes it, seem that it's being pulled from some realm or some way and being recycled or reused, or it's from somewhere where there's endless ash. Uncertain. But the ash itself is like Loon, right? It's like once they're in that form, they're there. It's like you're not gonna just dispel the ash. They exist. The ash exists now. There's 23. Maybe the ash is a distraction
Uh, okay.
to what is actually happening beyond the veil. I don't know. Best way I can explain it with a 23. I would say rock. The way that rock sees it, it's the ash is such an obvious thing that maybe it's meant to be there and be a distraction.
Okay. Um.
Because, and I guess I should say that because you detect magic, right? Yeah, because you get he gets the tinglies of uh enchantment magic, like the school of enchantment. So mind manipulation, charms, stuff like that.
Okay. Um. Rock would kind of yell out to the group. Yeah, the ash is non magical, but the ash fall, the source, like a waterfall, the source is magical, so it's a magic source. But I don't know how to get to that. I don't know where this ash is coming. There's a lot of it. But I don't know. The ash fall seems kind of obvious. Like I don't know. It's fishy. It's tricky. Something's off. I don't like it. And then he has a cantrip for mold earth. He's gonna. That's a safe distance. He's gonna take cubes of ash and kind of throw it in this corner for a little bit. Kind of, kind of play with it. Kind of investigate it. Okay.
I'll allow that for the sake of just messing with it. Sure. Uh, yeah, just yeah. Like I don't know how to tell you other than I mean, he pulls the ash out. It kind of bellows and moves. It's loose earthen material, so sure, it responds to the spell.
After 2 or 3 times, he'll go. That is way too much ash, and he'll head back in.
Okay. And as he was in a safe distance and he had the bold earth, he's not very ashy. He's good.
He can also just hold his breath for an hour.
I'll still yell at him to oh yeah. I'll still yell at him to wipe his feet down before he enters the hut. I'll start casting at him.
I
Don't
like
you
it.
dare track Ash in here. Never comes out.
Very well. So, anything else from anyone else?
Nope, still setting my things out.
Okay, well you definitely, if that was it, then you have your little meditation mat, your night mat, you have your uh little instruments of holiness as you would, and mixed with of course incense and some holy water. What are you trying to commune?
It's so nice to feel your warmth one more time. I'm saying this in my head. Can you hear
Mhm.
me?
Uh as you're in your little headspace, the rest of you will see that the little incense I'm kind of seeing like the incense sticks uh that Sej has put out and lit very carefully, that they're normally just a little teeny tiny bead of orange red. Once it kind of hits the communion, you kind of understand that it takes an effect because they start to glow very bright. Not like blinding bright, but definitely the amount of light and heat that's coming off of the little incense candles should have burnt away the incense sticks very quickly. But as you're feeling the warmth, and you're feeling the warmth of Surya, the deity inside, but you're also sort of feeling the external heat that's being created by the overexposed incense, and it feels good. And you just that warmth is comforting. So you get the sense that she greets you back.
I have 2 more questions left.
And that one really wasn't a question,
It's okay
unless if
if
you
it
want
was.
it to. Okay,
The most important question is how do we
sure.
deal with the ash thing? Where do we go? Kind of in one question. Or what is the nature of it? We need to carve our way forward, but we need to know how.
Okay, so nature and how to get by it, right? Those are your two questions.
Just if we go in it, or like what is our purpose on the path ahead?
Okay.
If she can somehow drum up what fate is.
Okay. Um, what is it? Because that was your first question. Uh, you get
The answers could be abstract too.
yes, and that's what I'm definitely going to give you an abstract answer.
Yeah.
You ain't getting straight up shit.
No, because she doesn't
Down the
necessarily
hall,
know.
take a left.
Like, keep in mind, she's a deity. She's not omnipotent and omnipresent. She's not the deity. Um,
You take that back.
she's one of the deities. She's not the deity. Uh,
Yeah, but I know she's the best, so.
and that's
Apparently not.
why
You can't figure out how to get to the ash.
She's like, oh no, it's
um,
kind of dark down there. Good luck.
That's not my
yeah,
shit.
the sun hasn't shined down here. I don't know. Um,
Cast sunlight.
where the sun? Yeah.
And in Materia,
Uh,
it is actually sunlight.
yeah, it actually would count as sunlight.
Or daylight would be
Uh,
actually sunlight, yeah.
yes, do it. So the best thing I can give you is you get one answer to both of your questions. And what you see is, and what you feel is that sense of discovery that Surya gets every morning when she rises beyond the horizon to see the world. The You see it so perfectly clear in your mind that you are in the perspective of the sun. You are the sun coming up. And when you start to crest above the horizon infinitely, right? Because it's always around the globe, you're always getting that little bit of new discovery, new realization, new sight, new visions. But it's of the same thing before you. So there's always that sense of something new. The ash, the obstacle before you is the sense of you get the sense that it is discovery for whatever that means.
Very well. This green dragon that we hunt. It seems to me as an aberration stealing what could be your very own energy. It grows unnatural plants and forestry that shouldn't be. Do you think it has a place in this world?
You will.
Or do you wish this disciple to help put it into the grave for the sake of the rest?
um. So, kind of within that image of rising to see the horizon, the new day, and the discovery of the new day. The world, your vision gets pulled back, and you are now observing the globe of materia, and kind of overexposed and overprojected, you see dragon, 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 and you see the globe spinning and spinning, and you see time kind of rewinding in a sense from what you get, and there's a dragon. Keeps going back in time. There's a dragon. Keeps going back in time. There's a dragon. Keep going back in time. Dragons have been here for as long as they have been here. They're part of the world. They're a part of nature. They're maybe not natural beings, but they are of materia. Surya doesn't really care. They are part of this world. But go ahead, as that vision is kind of spinning, give me a religion check.
Sure.
I'm gonna give you something because you asked an interesting question.
See.
+8.
18 total.
18 total. A thing that you notice as you're kind of in this mental space, getting the visions of Syria, is there used to be a lot of dragons. A lot of dragons. That you didn't pick up on it initially. Like
Just
because you're
in
getting
this area, or is it as it's
so
rotoscoping the
as is
globe?
rotoscoping, yeah, the growth. They're like you don't pick up on it originally because when you first get that kind of rotoscope, you're seeing like a dragon or two, then maybe there's five, and then oh look, and the first I would say the the immediate ones that you're seeing are to use a D&D term of chromatic colors. You're seeing greens and blues and yellows, this right. And yes, I know that the yellow is not one of the standard main, but it is there are such things as yellow dragons. Yada yada, and it keeps spinning. And then you're starting to see you don't pick up on it for a while, and then you're starting to see okay, more dragons, more dragons, more dragons, but you've gone back in time a lot, and then you're starting to see coppers and bronzes and blacks and blues and reds and golds and there's more and more and more and more. There used to be quite a lot of dragons, but there's no civilization here.
Does the
Dragon.
terrain, each vision, look vastly different than before? Like
Oh,
gauging the terrain upon time. You know what I
yes,
mean?
yeah, yeah. There's times where there are no structures. There are no quote unquote man-made structures. This is before man. Uh, there are, and you see them in wildly different landscapes. Uh, you see some in just ridiculously overgrown forests, some in essentially like sulfurous magma pools. You see some in tarry swamps, others in frozen wastes, some off of beautiful coastlines, some in the water themselves, some amongst the clouds. It's very different, and you do see like I don't want to say primordial materia, right? Because I'm not going that far back, but you're seeing like ancient materia.
That was all of my questions.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not the answers you were looking for. But hey, you asked the
No, now
question.
I have more questions.
I know. You you poked my story. Poke poke. And it poked back.
Trying to find the correct notes tab to write in right now.
Make a new one. I don't know.
Yeah. Um. Once I come back into lucidness, I'm gonna look like around shocked for kind of a second that I'm back. And just
And
like
as
look at the whole party.
mhm. I was just gonna say, as you kind of come back, that you see the tail of no, the tail end of the light from your incense burning, and you see it dim back down to its normal, barely lit state.
Finally.
Rude.
Dregnar.
Yes.
Well, everybody, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to walk into the ash.
What'd you see?
Well, in all my travels, Surya kind of helped me with directionals, right? And I always followed the sun. And with no charge, it was just adventure. And I felt the same thing. And I felt the same way about the ash. It it's like a pull. Not a real one, but I feel like we're supposed to go into the ash. It is just a feeling, but it hasn't put me in the wrong direction yet.
So I have a interesting idea. Because I mean, no offense, but that sounds really dangerous. It might be right, but I have an idea. So hear me out. Rock. Anybody you put in your little ball, like they would be safe. Like even if they fell down like from great heights and like hit the ground, right? I think. I don't know. Is that true?
Sounds right. One sec. I knew everything else about
Actually,
it
out of
except the
character,
sound.
I don't actually even know if that's true because I think you still hit the ball when you fall. I don't know.
Yeah, I would. It
Did you
doesn't.
all damage?
You the ball itself is, but the
Right.
person, like, I would say, like, let's put it this way: the ball does not stop physics from
Right.
happening.
Okay. Well, that might put a damper on something. Actually, out of character, does Al have Featherfall?
I do not.
Damn it.
It does.
You do?
Did I pick that up?
Unless if he didn't prepare it for the day, Rock does.
Well, Al doesn't prepare stuff, right? No, I said
No,
does
no, I
Al have
said Rock.
Featherfall? Oh yeah, I know
Oh,
Rock does. Oh wait, no, Rock can put himself in a ball.
yeah.
Oh, but he doesn't have a real way. So what I was gonna, so I guess I'll just go through it at not RPing it. So I was thinking Al or Rock puts Al in the ball, sends him through the ash, and then if it's like fucked up and bad, like Al can just dimension door his way back up here.
Al would not see where he's going. Oh no, he doesn't need to see
You
the
don't have to
dimension door.
with dimension door,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he needs to make sure he gets back before he goes the 500 feet, right?
Right.
If
So he
that
would
is
like
an
wait
issue.
4 or 5 seconds of falling or whatever, and then if that, then bam. If there was falling.
Yeah, gotcha.
But
Understood.
without some way of doing featherfall, which I don't think it does. Does somebody have an item or something that does featherfall?
Or I do. Rock would well, it's not feather fall, but it
Oh
lets
yeah,
me
your
kind of
cloak.
glide, and then Karos would say, "I do. I can hold my breath." It basically is casting feather fall,
Well,
from
yeah,
what I
but
understand.
he can cast it,
Oh,
but he can't like do it. He can't.
It's on me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
shooting it, and it kind of like
He couldn't give
jingles
it to
the.
Al. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, he
right.
kind of. Well, he could give him. He's like, they are the adornments, and they're like
Oh, that's
the
right.
three little bougies with the feathers. Like, two of them are
oh,
the earring, and one of them's a necklace. He's like, I mean, I could.
Loan it.
If you
I don't
need
know.
it.
I think that's if we want to be safe about it, that seems like a pretty safe way of testing it.
Couldn't we send one of the creatures one of you guys summon?
Oh yeah. Loon would be like cramped as shit in here, right?
Well, Moon is in her little extra dimensional space.
Oh, that's right. So you'd have to resummon her.
You know,
But you could resummon her as
something a little better.
yeah, maybe.
Roaring through ash. Yeah. I was gonna be going through his a little book in his brain for a few minutes.
Which creature that I know of has fun hanging out in Falls of Ash?
Electric eel? No, no, not that one.
Adam, I need
Walrus. Damn.
clarification on something.
sure.
Beast sense, would it work on one of the Bray?
Oh no.
Don't
They are
touch.
creatures, right? I think.
But they need to be beasts.
Oh yeah, instead
They're
of just
spirits that
spirits.
take the
Yeah.
form of a beast. Nope, you would know that they don't. Those
Okay,
wouldn't work.
because I can see through their. If they were, I'd be able to see through their eyes and all that.
Yeah, that's why it wouldn't work with Pebble.
That would be fucking terrifying.
I mean,
Go ahead. You know, Turborius, walk into the ash.
You
they're
got it.
still sentient. They might say no.
Well, no, I would say put them in the bubble
Oh,
and then have them walk, and I'd be able to see through their eyes to see what's going on.
you may fall to your death, but you don't really die.
Death is a facade. You're fine.
You just get shunted back to your own dimension.
Okay, that's all I got. Magic people, do your thing.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting idea. That's weird to think of the items
if
we don't have.
if it worked that way, that could have been cool. But I just really want Al to
Now,
be the guinea pig, or hamster in this case.
Mm-hmm. The dimension door could definitely pull something off. It's just hard to gauge max
Yeah.
distance.
And I'm afraid, actually, with the ball, I don't think magic can go through it, so I don't know if you would be able to dimension door. But you summon the door inside the ball, but I don't know that the other end of it would. Yeah, I don't know. It's your magic. It's weird.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, why don't you just walk through it then, and then just dimension door back if it's bad.
do you need to say something to Dimension Door?
Good point.
It is strictly verbal. Yep.
No somatic even? It's just strictly verbal.
No, that's yeah.
That's
Pretty
kinda
just
sure
go.
you just say like
I just go
"Come
door, and then it's
Door.
yeah. A door.
Shit.
Fine.
The magic word is shit.
Al, I have a question on Dimension Door.
Yeah.
Is there a limit to what goes through it?
Him and one
Yes.
other creature.
I can
Okay,
bring
let's
somebody
guys.
with me, but they have to be. They
No,
have to
because I
not
was
fighting.
thinking about it. If you cast it above your head, would the ash go through it, thus not blocking your view?
It's a different type of door.
Yeah, it's not like a
It doesn't.
portal
It doesn't.
opens.
It's not a gate spell. It doesn't manifest an actual gate.
Dreg
It
doesn't
just.
know.
Yeah.
I've
Sorry.
never tried that. It's only it only ever opens for like that blink, and so it opens over in like half a second, and then you feel all the inertia at the same time, and then you usually vomit. But that's besides the point.
So don't ever do that. Got it.
Hey, what is what is Rock's third eye attuned to? Or what is-
Ethereal.
Ethereal. So when he looks, does he see anything interesting?
Oh,
He sees a non-existent space, so just like it doesn't exist in the ethereal.
is that something that's happened before? Not
So
everything.
No,
yes,
so
yeah. Actually,
Okay.
in the cavern where we've got the Mega Canoloth plates, right?
yeah,
Like it was
If he
just nothing.
faces if he
yeah.
faces back
So
down the bending river, is that also uh no ethereal equivalent?
uh, no, it is, but it's not the. It doesn't follow the same pattern. Like the cavern, the structure or the whatever it is in the ethereal is there, but it might be something different.
Right,
That's
right.
that's. But here, essentially, the waterfall, that space, the waterfall, the ashfall, is kind of akin to the Mega Canalof's chamber. So if you want to with rock, you can give me a Arcana check at disadvantage because it's very confusing magics.
But you do have a pocket 20.
Hey. Uh oh, with disadvantage, dirty 20.
Jesus.
Your turn.
Good for
Um,
you.
yeah, it's just along the lines of not everything exists in the neighboring planes because some things are brought here or conjured here through magical means, and magic doesn't necessarily transcend the planes, if that makes sense. So that's why he doesn't necessarily see an ash fall on the other side,
Okay, okay.
or on the other, like in the ethereal here between.
Hi, Jones.
You know, just trying to give you cat cam, but he's
Yeah,
just
he's
moving
not a.
all over the
Yeah, he's
place.
not very cooperative.
Yeah.
Now Kitty's a bad kitty.
Okay. So, it's been an hour and a half. So let's go ahead and take our first break, and I'll let you guys mull over the facts and the details and the confusion.